Yep. Great day. Great day, everybody. Wasn't able to tap in immediately when I woke up this morning because I had a class at 8. Just getting out of class. So it kind of threw me off. But I'm still here and I still have, I've still been in like a study meditative state on spirituality. So it's not like, it's not like I have totally been distracted in a low frequency sense. So anyway, going to the dream that I had. And I know for me, dreams have been dismissed, with a lot of us. A lot of people have dismissed dreams. They dismiss being in the dream state. They dismiss and push off, and we don't decipher dreams like we should. Only when these eyes are open and, this physical body is moving that we feel like that's the experience. But all of this is the experience. Everything is the experience. Everything is the lesson. Even the lesson when you're asleep, you're receiving. Okay, so you're receiving the lesson in your sleep as well as when you are awake in the walking sleep. So all still sleep to me because all is an illusion. So please do not, I can't state it enough or stress it or push it out, the information out there enough to don't dismiss your dreams. All right? They mean a lot, and it's a lot of information being played out because everything is being played out through your subconscious, through your karma, through your memory. Even the projection while I'm up out of the bed now, this projection is just like a dream state that whatever work that I'm doing is being played out. Just like when you're asleep, whatever work you've been doing, building up that chi body, raising that kundalini energy up, connecting with the divine, all of that plays out in both the dream state and this awaking state when the body is up and moving. So the dream last night had a lot of layers. All right, a lot of layers. I'm still going through deciphering it, but I want to go ahead and share it because it may mean something to somebody else. So I'm just sharing the dreams as they come, and they come every day. I was working with this company that I'm contracted with, and we were at the airport. We had to make a few stops, and she took me to the airport, and she needed me to go to Houston, Texas with my protege to take care of some business for the company. And I was like, okay. So she dropped me off at the airport. She told me that my protege was already there. My protege ended up being someone I know in this state, a childhood friend. Of course, everything is played out in a dream state of people we're familiar with and comfortable with. So anyway, protege was a childhood friend. She had already had her ticket. When I got there, I realized that I didn't have my ticket yet. I went to the kiosk and my name wasn't in there and they didn't have my ticket. So in the dream state, my protege, I told her, just put me in the seat with her. Just add me on to her or whatever. So she tried to do it and it didn't work. So I was like, okay, the flight leaves at 3:30. This is in a dream. Flight leaves at 3:30. I need to get my ticket. I need to leave. So I go to the kiosk, and at the kiosk, I'm able to purchase a ticket. And I see, I had the openings on the airplane where the seats were and available seats were, and I was picking and choosing and looking. And I saw one that was highlighted blue, and it was seat C70. It was, no, not C70. It was highlighted blue, but it cost $70. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and get it. I'll get reimbursed by the company when I get back, no big deal. All right, so while I'm trying to get everything done, my protege was over there playing just really childish games, just not being attentive to what I needed while I was trying to, expedite everything so we can make the flight by 3:30 because time was moving closer and closer. So anyway, she came up to me because I was like getting a little antsy and frustrated, and she had like these different toys, and she took like this play sword and just threw it at me, and I grabbed it with my hands, and while I held it trying to take it away from her, she slid it through and it marked my wrist, and I was bruised. So while I'm being bruised on my wrist, great rising, while I'm being bruised on my wrist, and I'm going over the dream, while I'm being bruised on my wrist, one of the ladies that works for the company that I'm contracted for, she comes over there, and she was like, she tells me that, you're over here and you need to apologize to her. And I was like, how can you come over here and tell me I need to apologize when you haven't even got the details of the story? I'm trying to get my ticket that the company should have gave me the ticket for initially, and they didn't. And she's over here playing games, and she's a grown woman. She don't need to be playing these little child games. And she bruised my wrist, and I showed her my wrist. And I was like, she needs to apologize to me. So she was like, whoa. So after she had got the details, she apologized to me. And I was like, just forget it. I'm not going on a trip. I got my stuff, and I went to my car, and I was like, I'll just go home. I'm not dealing with this. I don't have to deal with all of this. One, I got dropped off here. I don't have a ticket. Two, I was having to get my own ticket and then deal with my protege playing these childish games, and in turn she bruised me. And then three, you come over here and you don't even know everything that's going on, and you tell me to apologize. So I'm not doing it. So anyway, then I wake up. Okay, that's the dream. So it taught me some different things. Of course, the number 3 was in there again. At 3:30 we were leaving. Then the number 7 was in there because the cost of the ticket was $70. So 7 plus 0 is 7 again. So we look at 3 and 7. If we put all the numbers together, we have 13, which is 4, because we have 6 and 7, 13 and 4. All right. So anyway, if you into numerology and looking up those numbers, the number 4 may mean something to you, or the 3:30 or the 7. All of the numbers are significant to me. The 7 is my life path number, so it means a lot to me that it was $70. So anyway, looking at it from all these different standpoints, for one, there are distractions, these outside entities. And I've been saying this, but these outside entities and these outside energies is nothing that's outside of you. All right, I had talked to somebody the other day about this. All of these are projections within myself, or projections to see how I can deal with certain situations, and to look at where my elevation is. Where are you on your journey? It's almost like a spiritual check-in for myself. All right, so we'll have someone over here playing childish games. We'll have the ticket not being done, ready for you to go on this trip. Where are you? So instead of me, like, if they didn't have my ticket, why didn't I just leave? Why didn't I, like, okay, if you all didn't care enough about me to get a ticket, why did I still stay there? And then on top of that, I decided to get the ticket, and assuming I would get reimbursed. Then on top of that, I was looking at that while I'm trying to get everything done, then I didn't have anybody around me that was trying to help me and encourage me. I actually had a worker with the company I'm contracted with come to me and make me apologize. So it constantly, and what if I had apologized? So it's constantly showing states of overgiving, showing states of not pouring into myself and seeing the divine within me. All right, so we have to see our divinity. Where does it stop? Okay, we have to look at, okay, you didn't have my ticket. At that point, gone. I should have left, but I stayed, right? And I had to think about that. Like, why did I stay? Why did I stay and assume that I would get reimbursed? Why did I stay and still get the ticket? Did I want to go on the trip that bad? Did I need to leave that bad? Did I want to do that work or whatever was needed that bad? And I didn't make a phone call to say, where's my ticket? That I just was going along with it anyway. And then after that, taking the taunting from the protege who was over there and end up bruising me, all right, and then still staying there until the third issue. Now I would say 3 strikes you out. The third issue was she came over there, one of the workers from the company, telling me I need to apologize without even knowing the details of the situation. So I'm saying all that to say, going through the dream and deciphering it is letting me know, how much is enough before we wake up to who we truly are? How far do we have to be pushed? How much do we need to be shaken? Do we have to get to the point where we are bruised, that everything in our life is hurt and shaken and released before we awaken to our divinity? And I had this conversation yesterday with a few friends of mine, and I asked them, what happened on your awakening journey? And everybody said either, it was a real bad breakup with either a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend, or financial disruption where they just lost it all, or it's a combination. For me, it was a combination of both, losing it all and having a really bad, extremely bad breakup. So it shouldn't get to that point. As we start to awaken to these higher levels, and I'm going more so in and seeing, okay, what is it that I need to do in order to make sure that I reprogram my thought processes and not accepting all of the pain, all of the suffering, all of the people that may be within my life that do not raise me up to my highest self, that actually have me doing more work than I need to do. Why am I accepting doing more work than I need to do when I'm already divinity? I should call it forth, not move towards there or being to the needs of what they need or what they want. Okay? Then everything should be into my will. I can manifest everything to be into my will, rather than me constantly being in a state of overgiving. Then that just lowers my vibration, that lowers my frequency. My frequency needs to be constantly increasing and elevating so I can receive more messages, so I continue to do more work, so I continue to spread more light. And if I'm not doing that, it's lowering me. And then I have to start, see everything that has shaken me up. And then I got to start all over with building myself back up after I let all these things that I projected out tear me down. And why am I allowing these things that I'm projecting out to tear me down? It's the thought processes. Okay, so we have to, it's a lot of work to do because we're in the belly of the beast. We are the beast. We are the belly of the beast. And I always say we have to retrain this mindset. We have to reprogram our thought processes. And I don't care if it's the workplace, if it's family members, if it's your circle of friends at this time, whoever it is, if it's your spouse, if it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, mate, partner, whatever it is, don't allow things to continue to go on for months or years or whatever the time frame may be without you standing in your divinity, calling it out, and then moving to your highest good. And not bending to their highest good, because they're going to do whatever is best for them. And if this is something that you're projecting out into your reality, that you're bending to the will of others, that your mom can call you, you do it. If your daddy call you, do this, you do it. If your auntie, uncle, your friend, your spouse call you, you do it. And you really don't want to do it. And in the end run, you end up getting hurt from it. You end up getting blamed for stuff. You end up overgiving and you lose money out of it. It's everything that was encompassed in the dream. So even though it seems quite simple and it's certain things that we've heard before, but we have to hear things again and see it in different ways in order for us to realize who we are, what we are, and how much power we have, and how we need to step into that power and actually do the work that we're here, that we're called to do. So no matter how many ways you see it, how many ways it's flipped, you're like, oh yeah, I heard this story. But have you implemented this? Have you stopped overgiving? Have you stopped succumbing to other people's needs ahead of your own? All right. Have you been hurt so many times by bending to the will of others and trying to please others and putting their needs ahead of your own, that when does it stop? When does it stop? That's not being a divine being. That's not being God. That's not, being on your mission. That's not what you're here for. All right. So know that whatever it is in your life that you may be pushed towards, because maybe somebody said that was selfish of you not helping somebody else, or they really need you, so I felt in my heart that all right, because at the end of the day, if you don't feel, if it's making you bend too much, if it's making you hurt too much, if you've been down that road and it's been painful, don't continue to let this go on and on and on. Be like, oh, this happened again. Like, they only call me when they need me. Well, quit answering the phone. You have control over everything that's being pushed out and projected in this brain. Everything. It's all a part of your thoughts. So I know the work for me is to not succumb to other people's needs, not to bend to the will of others, but being able to really set boundaries and say no. All right? When things aren't flowing like they should flow, no, I can't do it. When I see people being hurtful and doing things towards me that does not sit right with who I know I am, I gotta let them go. When I'm in situations and circumstances where people feel like, hey, for some people they feel like they can push you around and say different things when they know you're an empathetic person, you're a person that has a heart that gives, they'll try to, push you around, but like, oh, no, they're not really fiery. No, don't let that just go. Release it, okay? So, that was my dream. That was my message for today. I hope it resonates with at least one person. One person can touch so many people. And so hopefully you all have a great rest of your day. Remember, we are releasing attachments. We are releasing anything that does not sit well with our vibration, our energy. Take the information that I just gave you from the dream state that I had and apply it to your